A change that could impact your summer plans. Costs are going up on just about everything. You can add your next camping trip to that list. This month, the North Carolina Division of Parks and Recreation has hiked campsite and reservoir fees at some parks across the state.
We have not reevaluated our pricing scheme since about 2019. So we try to stay on about a 4-year rotation. So this year we looked at camping fees and some of our entrance fees. We did a pretty good analysis of states around us: Virginia, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee, just to see where we fell. And also the other challenges, everybody knows prices are going up, electricity to manage these things, replacement of decking and things like that. All that stuff is getting more expensive. So we looked at that, and then we raised our camping fees accordingly.
Wow. Here's a peek at what this all looks like for you. Now, reserving a campsite for a tent, RV, or trailer with no hookup will cost you $30 a night. That's up from $26. If you need hookups for electric, water, and sewer, that could range between $40 and $45. Entrance fees are also going up from $7 to $10. And the cost of annual swim passes, which are required at Lake Norman State Park, is now $100. An annual pass for boat rentals is also $100. All of these are 10 to 30% increases. Now, all of this comes as people from near and far get out to explore this summer. Our Jamie Bowles spoke with State Parks Director Brian Strong about how our parks are doing tonight, especially after Helene.
So obviously, our visitation peaked in the pandemic years. So, that was pretty significant. Last year, we saw a decrease, fairly, several million decrease, but a lot of that is all the units that were closed. So we not only closed parks because of damage, but we also closed them because we were moving staff around. We were, a lot of our ranger staff responded to emergencies off in the damaged area. So, for a lot of that, we had to close. So that did have a significant impact on visitation numbers.
Given the positive impact, right, that the parks can have then on the overall economy, especially in these areas that have been hard hit, do you anticipate, upping marketing campaigns, those kinds of things to encourage everyone to get back up there and visit?
Where we can. We are super sensitive to the local communities because some of them aren't ready to reopen. So, places like Chimney Rock, Mitchell, which we can't get to because of the parkway, those places unfortunately haven't reopened yet. And we are working closely with the local communities on opening dates that are appropriate. The South Mountains reopening was pretty special. So it's really excited. People were back there. The fishermen were waiting by the gate as soon as we opened it to get back in. Do the trout fishing. So it was exciting.
Because, we've done so many impacts when it comes to Helene, particularly, right, when it comes to, housing and people's livelihoods, roads, infrastructure, all those things. What have we done to the habitat of the fisheries of some of these lakes and streams?
Yeah, those are great questions that I think remain unanswered. The studies really haven't taken place. So, some of the areas like New River, that is really a beautiful, clean habitat. We haven't gotten back in there and done some of the salamander surveys and fish surveys that we typically do, but we'll get back to that. So at South Mountains, they're still doing the release, the Wildlife Resources Commission doing release of trout in those streams. So those streams are still open for trout fishing. And again, some of these systems are fairly resilient. Some of them are a little bit more challenged and got to hit a lot harder. Stream channels just really change. So we'll have to wait and see on a lot of those impacts, what they're like.
Because even like the vegetation, right? The things that keep, these ecosystems going kind of just almost like washed away, right?
Well, not only that, the stream moved.
Yeah.
So it was here and then it was over here. And, those kinds of big, catastrophic changes, I think it's going to be one of those. We'll just have to wait and see how resilient the macroinvertebrates are and all of those species that make up that ecosystem are and how they're all managing that. So it'll take a bit of time to figure that one out.
Director Strong, I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes here to talk to us here today.
Well, anytime, and thanks so much, and appreciate the opportunity to talk about parks.
All right, thank you, Jamie. You can get more information about which parks and facilities are open and the fee increases by visiting ncparks.gov. Well, turning to the weather.